What's up everyone? Very excited today to present another JDM icon, a real JDM legend this time, a car that we were very honored to be given the opportunity to do a full restoration on, which is the Skyline R33 GTR. Complete restoration, very proud of the outcome of the car, and we'll take you through everything that's been done. So I'd like to introduce to you the proud owner of this beautiful vehicle. That's Chris Dahl. He's a through and through petrol head, that's one thing for sure. Has had a number of different cars. He's quite the Nissan guy. Maybe he can give us a bit of background on some of the cars he's had. Where did this start, the GTR, and where did we end up?
Well, I could go all the way back to the 1970s if you want. Half a dozen odd minis. Had an awesome twin cam Lotus Cortina. That was a lovely car. A couple of Alphas here and there in between. But I fell in love with the Nissans when I first saw the 350Z at a show in Naswick, and I decided then that that's what I wanted. So I still have a 350Z today.
That's your daily?
That's my daily drive, yes. And had a very nice twin turbo 370Z, which you would know well if S Customs Racing bought the motor on that car. So very, very nice vehicle. But I've always wanted a GTR, and I love the 33 in particular, just that boat look that the car has got. And when I saw this car, it was unmolested. That's what attracted me to it. No big mods done to the car, and I wanted to keep it that way. Now, I remember talking to you about it right in the early days, and I think we've managed to do that. I mean, the car looks absolutely stunning. We've done some nice cosmetic work, but without going over the top in terms of modifications. So I think when you see a car like this and you open the bonnet, you've got to have that wow factor.
Absolutely.
That's really cold air induction kit just does that in the motor. The filters, the intake filters look awesome. And of course we've color coded a lot of the interior. And
even the suspension, everything.
So the idea was to try and keep it stock, or as close to stock as possible, but at the same time try and
give it your crisp flavour.
Uplift it a little bit, yes, and I think you guys have managed to do that beautifully.
When a car like this comes in and someone like Chris has a vision to restore/resto mod a vehicle, it's not a case of strip a few parts off, blow over with fresh paint and bolt on some wheels and maybe a few things. This car, and probably 85% of the cars we build, are total strip downs. This car was stripped to the bare shell, wiring out, everything out, motor rebuilt, suspension redone, suspension repainted, everything powder coated, clips and little rubbers and bits and pieces to get the car to this showpiece level. So that's just something that I'm very proud of my team to be able to do that, disassemble a car and then bring it back to life at this level. Although the interior in the car was in very good condition, only had a little bit of wear on some of the bolsters, we wanted that, to bring the interior up to the level of the rest of the car. Again, lots of discussion around color schemes and what to do, and that was when Chris and I decided on trying to bring in the purple into the interior of the car. We actually specially imported, it's like a wine red, I can't remember the exact color, Alcantara from the UK. We had it perforated in the UK as well. And then the Dynamica grey fabric. We also did the roof lining as well, was redone. A lot of parts on the interior were also tinted and re-dyed to get everything looking new and nice. But I think what's really great, or what really helped, is that Chris bought a really high quality car to start with. So little panels and things that would often be scratched on older vehicles and stuff were all in good nick. Although that said, we bought a lot of little rubbers and clips and all that type of thing. And then Chris went on his parts hunting mission again and got us an awesome steering wheel, gear knob, and there's so much in this car. So as I mentioned, a full respray on the cars. The cars are completely stripped, windows out, boot spoilers off, doors off, everything gets stripped so that we can get potentially better than an OEM paint job. We did discover when we started stripping the car, a lot of the cars are moved in Japan using forklifts, and there was some damage on the frame rails, which we did do some repairs on to try and get it looking as nice and sort of close to new as possible. We just touched that up and actually elected to rather keep as much of the underside of the car, original Nissan grey, again, to just keep the soul of the car. You know, the car was in such good condition, but then obviously the full respray. We've had a little bit of PPF done so that Chris can go and enjoy the odd breakfast run here and there. The fact that it's an R33 is quite cool, makes it for me a little bit more special. And then it's in the midnight purple, and now it's got that extra little flavor, even more special than the JDM Legend it was, or is.
So we had the carbon lip done in the front. A lot of work to finish it off nicely, and done a nice job of it. And then we had the mirror covers done, and then the rear wing skin, just to carry the carbon look through, and that coil cover on the end. So that looks really cool in there. And managed to get a nice badge plate. It was the Skyline badge plate for the top, which finishes it off nicely. A beautiful new GTR badge for the front, which looks awesome.
So we actually did a bit of a black fade so that it fades into the color, so that it's not such a, oh it's carbon, oh it's paint.
The BBS wheels came with the car. I don't know how many times we painted those wheels before we found a colour that I liked. But yeah, I think they've matched the car very, very nicely.
We've put sexy BBS wheels with some RE71 RS Road Legal semi-slick, so Chris is going to have all the traction he needs off the line. That's a nice addition to the car. And I think it was exciting for me as well to have Chris so involved and go back and forth and discuss everything. And now when you look at the finished product, you're like, yeah, we did get it right.
Yes, absolutely.